So, if you are choosing Tobacco Scan Data app on Clover by CSI Works, then very next step, step number 2, is a requirement to basically install a couple more apps. One of them is the very first one that I ask merchants to install. Is called Inventory Plus Plus. Upon installing this app, you would be able to do the following. So here it is. Here's the app, and it's currently open, right? And I'm going to navigate to the menu and hit settings. Okay, and in settings I have Altria Scan Data settings, right? So it doesn't seem like much, but it's a very significant step in the process. And what we want to do is select, let's say that all of these items are the tobacco product items that I want to report. So we select these items by categories, by whatever, navigate by individual items, and we select it. So now there are 16 items that are selected, and we will pay attention, our app will pay attention to these 16 items as you are transacting with them in your register app. And that's how we know now to report to Altria on your behalf with those items, the items that you have selected. And once the items have been selected in the Clover inventory app, and by the way, this very step can also be done on a web account, right? So if you log into your Clover account on the web and navigate to Inventory Plus Plus, you would similarly be able to search for items, select them, and assign them to your scan data reporting program. Once you have done that step, we then will validate the data, but all of that is kind of on the web, and I'd rather do a separate video for that. But basically, Inventory Plus Plus plays a function of letting us know which items you want selected and reported on to Altria or Reynolds groups respectively, because as you have noticed, Reynolds is another group. Now, auxiliary functionality that you as a merchant might also take a benefit of is the EBT settings split. So you may have seen this before, but let me just I already have it set up. So let me show you how that works. The problem with EBT is the payment option, right? So certain items are not allowed on EBT and certain items are allowed on EBT payment. Tobacco is not allowed, food is allowed, alcohol is not allowed. Some of the drinks that are not alcoholic may be allowed. And so that's issue number one, right? So having to keep monitoring the items that are not paid for by EBT, that cannot be paid for by EBT. And the other concern is the tax, right? So say an item is taxable. Well, if that item is taxable but is payable by EBT, then tax cannot be collected, right? And so that's what this functionality is about. Let me show you as I add items to so a couple of things happening, but the one that I want you to focus on here is here, EBT items. Let me zoom in a little bit, right? So Coke was identified as an item as EBT. Again, I'm kind of using different names here, but let's say this item. Again, this item also was assigned, to EBT. Let's grab a bike. There it is. Bike was not an EBT item. So here it is. Now we have a shopping cart where there are two items that are EBT and one item that is not EBT, right? And no tax has been collected, okay, because these items are in the EBT category. So if they were taxable, they would still be not taxable because there's EBT. Now when we go to pay, okay, we can go to split by guest and we'll see that items that are EBT, we can just select them, right, and handle the payment. If we are doing the non-EBT, then we can select the non-EBT and do the next payment. Say nobody's paying with, like they're paying with cash and the taxes need to come back. So there were no taxes because see how we can, there's only just a remove button, the remove taxes. Here, there's remove taxes, so there's no add taxes here, right? But let me do this. We have the button so we can add the taxes back, right? And so there's the taxes. And then because say customer says, oh, we don't want to pay with EBT, right? Okay, so then you can have this add taxes back. And if they do want to pay with EBT, you can remove the taxes from EBT items. And then again, you'll see there are no taxes. So this functionality is valuable if you are handling tobacco products and non-tobacco products, and some of your customers are paying with EBT. And you're going to get this functionality as just as a value add as a customer of Tobacco Scan Data. Because otherwise, people that do not utilize Tobacco Scan Data have to pay for this inventory app simply for that functionality alone.